welcome back to my channel. I'm Anushka, yes, the same Anushka with a new haircut again. I know I'm having these bouts of hair makeover quite frequently these days, but you know what, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying playing with my hair these days, and that's what matters, right? I asked you guys on Instagram and on YouTube community post as well about your unpopular bookish opinions and underrated books, and like always, I underestimated the number of responses that I would receive and the kind of engagement that I will get. It's going to be a lengthy video for you to watch. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Sit for a while, relax and watch this video. With that said, let's just quickly get started. So I'm starting with YouTube community first, and then I'll head to Instagram, and the first comment that I'm taking here is the most liked one. Also, I've received more comments on the same topic, so you'll find the same ones on the screen. It is by Veda. I think one can learn about people and personalities from fiction rather than non-fiction because sometimes it's more interesting. True, that is so true. Reading about personalities and learning from them while reading a fiction is much more interesting. See, when you read a non-fiction, of course you learn a lot from it. You gain knowledge about personalities, but then it's not that interesting. At least for me, I feel like I'm learning, like I'm really learning something new. Whereas when I'm reading a fiction, I don't feel like I'm learning, but I just understand it. Like, these are the situations, these are the circumstances, and I resonate with the characters. I relate with their situations, and somehow I just learn. I just learn about people. I just learn about situations. I hope you understand. I'm sure you will. Like, the people who read fiction, they will definitely understand what I'm trying to convey here. Next, the romanticizing of bullying, mostly in romance and YA novels where male lead keeps on bullying female lead while being secretly in love with her, and somehow female lead loves her abuser back, should be stopped. It's so disturbing, and some might think that getting bullied is okay when someone loves them, or that they can bully someone because they love them. I would say this is a common trope that's there in romance novels, and that's because it sells. People like reading this stuff. I'm not defending the author, I'm not defending anyone, I'm not saying that, I'm not promoting it, not at all. But I'm just saying that this is there because of a reason. There's demand for these kind of stories. It's okay if the boy is ignoring her, it's okay if the boy is rude. Eventually he'll fall in love, and he's doing this because he has feelings for her and stuff like that. So it's you have that mindset. So that needs to change. Now this one is interesting, by Lakshmi. Everybody says Chetan Bhagat books are overrated. I agree with them. But his books made me and many Indians to read books. Hard truth. I started my reading journey from his books only. The Girl in the Room, 105, Half Girlfriend. It is a common beginners friendly books for Indians. I think it's overrated because it is beginner friendly. Yeah. This herd mentality of saying, just cancelling everything, like, cancelling Chetan Bhagat and just saying that his books are trash. No, before that you should at least read his books and not just judge other people for reading, Indian authors. There are a lot of problems in his books, I agree, but his books gets people to start reading books, and that is a big deal. So yeah. Next, we have Shivangi. There is absolutely nothing wrong with breaking spine or dog ears. If someone owns a book, if it's their choice how they use it and what elevates their reading. Earlier, yes, I was of this opinion that, hey, people who dog ear books don't actually keep their books safe and not concerned. But no, it's their book. If they feel comfortable in dog earing that book, then it's their feeling. Like, sentiments are attached to that book. You are no one to judge, and you are no one to shame their choices. So yeah, we have Pia Chatterjee. She says, people raving about self-help books and those aesthetic books, I don't know what is the magic. I don't like this genre. There are a lot of comments on the same topic, that is self-help, and I've already made my stand clear. You can check out the video. Truly agree with it. I mean, there's a over hype of self-help books. They are great. Like, reading one or two as a beginner, makes you feel good. You feel like you're doing something good in your life. You have a purpose. but it becomes repetitive after a point of time, especially if there is one specific type of self-help book you read. Reading has been deconstructed a lot lately. I think it's better to read books because you want to read them and not to analyze them to that, oh my god, wow. Who's this? The username is not your girl. Great, a great thought. Yeah, and this is especially in India, and we need to break this myth. Like in India, people feel like they should read books just to analyze them, and if they're reading a book, they have to gain knowledge, and if other person is reading any fiction novel, they're just wasting their time, and they shame other people who read fiction book. This needs to stop. We need to bring a change that reading fiction book is great as long as you're enjoying it. You don't really have to analyze all the books that you read. Next, we have Shahina, who says, I don't feel like there is anything special in the smell of books. I would say to each its own. I like the smell of books. It reminds me of things and I feel good. Next, by Bhumika, I have this question in mind that am I the only one who always ends up not liking the popular books which are hyped like anything? No, you're not the only one. And then on the other end, I always like those books which are not even read by 500 people altogether. Am I weird or normal? You're totally normal. I think it's perfectly normal. And I've accepted this feeling of not enjoying popular shows, books, series as well. And enjoying some underrated books. That was the aim of this video. Okay. Next we have Renuka. I tend to complete a book even if I don't like it, since I don't want to waste my efforts. Even I tend to do that, but lately I have DNF'd a lot of books because I just did not felt like reading them. I have my favorite genre as romance and mystery and suspense, but in real life I'm nowhere interested for the former, and I have not preferred the latter to watch in the form of series or TV shows. Interesting. This is quite an unpopular opinion because I seem to believe that the kind of movies or shows you watch, you're inclined to reading the same kind of books, which is what I ask people when I recommend them books if they are beginners. Many people say that chick lit is only for teenagers. This is by Sangmitra. I'm 31 and love chick lit genre, and I often binge read them. They make me feel younger. Yeah, I mean, it totally depends on your mood. Like, I believe this reading book depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm all over romance. Like, I really want to read romance and chick lit ones as well. And sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to read it. I want to read a non-fiction. I want to gain knowledge. And sometimes I'm like, I'm done with it. I want to read a thriller. I want some energy, some thrill, some adventure. So yeah, and I don't think it depends on the age. Yes, sometimes I feel like YA, I'm starting to lose interest in YA at this stage in my life, but sometimes I do enjoy the stories. So yeah, it's okay to read chick lit. A lot of people believe that classics, this is by Tanya, a lot of people believe that classics are boring, but personally I think they are actually really interesting. Few of my favorite classics are 1984, Crime and Punishment, and The Great Gatsby. Yeah, true. I mean, okay, so classics I would say are not for everyone. And classics are there for a reason. People enjoy reading them, but they're not everyone's cup of tea. If you enjoy a certain kind of classic, it'll remain your favorite forever. Next, we have Swarnabha Das. Okay, one can have mixed hobby of book reading and book hoarding like me. Not all book hoarders are just to show off. Yes, not all book hoarders are just to show off. There are some, but then I never said that all the people are there hoard books just to show off. But as long as you have the money to buy the books, people say reading Harry Potter is a must. Yes, they do. Even if you have watched the movie, I only read the first 3 because I have watched the movies a tons of time. You know what? I haven't read the books, but yes, I have received comments like you should and it is a must read. But now I feel better that there are people like me who haven't read the Harry Potter series. So yeah. We have Malvika who says that contemporary books are boring. No, they aren't, but if you feel like maybe they are to you, definitely an unpopular opinion this one is. We have Harry Potter should have ended with Hermione. Divya Susan John says this. Yeah, this is not an unpopular but quite a popular opinion. Even I feel like, though I haven't read the books, but based on the movies, I was shipping Harry and Hermione. Like, everyone. So alright, now let's head over to Instagram, and the first one that I'm taking from here is from Shrishti. She says, reading slumps are important. Taking breaks from reading is indeed. Yes, it's important and they're common. It's alright. Having a reading slump, it's just a time, it's just a phase in your life. Happy Bully says, most of the time people read a particular book because it's trending, not because they want to. That's so true. I mean, that's the whole marketing game. I am guilty of it as well. I read at certain times, I read books just because they are all over internet, like on BookTube, on Instagram, and even if I'm not in the mood of reading that particular genre, I just read that book because I don't want to feel left out, the fear of missing out, FOMO. So yeah, that's true. He says, Indian authors use steamy action as filler in crime, thriller and mystery. That's true, that's true. That's the thing with Indian writers in general, not just in thrillers but in romances as well. Says Percy Jackson is better than Harry Potter. Okay, that's a big thing, quite an unpopular opinion. I haven't read Harry Potter, so I can't comment on comparing the two, but I would say that Percy Jackson is a good series and it deserves more recognition in India, at least in India. And you know, it's a beginner friendly fantasy novel series that everybody, especially teenagers, should read. They'll definitely like it. So people should stop shaming others for not remembering, and there are few more words to this sentence, but I'm unable to see those because I've taken a screenshot here, so sorry. This person also says enemies to lovers is greater than friends to lovers. Yes, like this trope, even I like it more. I enjoyed this more slow burn romance personally. So yeah, Deception and the Love Hypotheses. Actually, I'm reading the Spanish Love Deception, and I've already read the Love Hypotheses, which forced me to read a lot of romance books. Lately, I'm in this phase of reading romance, a lot of romance, smart, steamy scenes. So yeah, I'm in that phase. But yeah, the Love Hypotheses is a great book. Like, I really enjoyed it. And with Spanish Love, I'm still reading it. Can't compare it with Love Hypotheses, but it's okay-ish up till now. So yeah. This person says Bookstagram is underrated. I don't think so. Bookstagram is underrated. In fact, YouTube was underrated. There weren't any booktubers, Indian booktubers on YouTube a while back, like a year back. Even, and if they were, they weren't popular. Instead, on the contrary, we have bookstagrammers who are quite popular. I just feel this. So yeah, maybe you feel different. It's totally fine. Ishita Mukherjee says, I find The Silent Patient a little overrated. Yes, it's not little, but it's quite overrated book. I personally enjoyed this book and I recommended it to beginners because if you haven't read a book, you will be blown out after reading this book. But if you read a lot of books, you would find it overrated, definitely, because there are a lot more better books than this one. So The Fault in Our Stars is overrated, and this is quite a common one. I've already stated in one of my videos, this is an overrated book. It's a good book. The story is definitely good, but it's definitely an overrated book. Like, the amount of popularity this book received, like, it was huge, more so because of the movie. It's a good book, but not the best one out there. There are much better books than this, but it definitely got new readers. Like, it attracted new readers. So yeah, that's a good thing. Next, I have Sabijot. Hunger Games is a popular series, but I didn't like it except the first book. Alright, and I hated Katniss with every fiber of my being. Okay, Hunger Games is a series which got me out of my reading slump. It is my all-time favorite. But if you did not enjoy it, it's totally fine. And I would say that book 1 is hands down my favorite from the trilogy. I think Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe is overrated. This is a common one. It is overrated, maybe, but I like it. I liked Gone Girl movie better. Didn't like the book, just didn't want to DNF. Okay, I have shared my opinion. I enjoyed the movie more than the book, but I would still say that I liked reading the book as well. So I enjoyed both of them. But the movie, I've read It Ends With Us and Midnight Library on your recommendation. Oh, Okay, this one is personal. It ends with us. Didn't met my expectation. You overhyped it for me. I'm so sorry if I did. It is a good book, worth reading, but my expectation is much higher. Okay, I understand, because I hyped it for you. Keep Swimming also didn't work for me. It's very old concept used in multiple books with different wording, nothing new. Okay, except Atlas, I didn't like any character. Okay, Atlas is my favorite. And I don't even consider this book as romance. It's more of contemporary fiction with romance as a side plot. I wouldn't say that, but okay. If you want to read something different romance-wise, try the Rosie Project. Okay, I'll see that. By Graeme Simpson. I think I'm butchering that name, but Midnight Library is such a joy to read. 5 on 5 for just writing. Yeah, I'm glad you liked at least one of them. Like Midnight Library is short, a great book, inspiring, motivating, easy to read, and the story is engaging as well. But I'm so sorry if it ends with us did not work for you, and if I overhyped it for you. Maybe it's just because I personally enjoyed the story. At times you just can't control your emotions. There are different books which different people like, and I was just stating my opinion. I didn't mean to overrate that book. I just shared what I felt after reading that book. So next we have Sumedha, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I've read this book and I have found it disappointing. As a matter of fact, I've tried to understand this book from author's point of view by reading it several times, but I couldn't understand the message conveyed through this book. Sorry if you like this book. I don't. I've already made a video, and I think I was one of the few ones who back then shared unpopular opinion on this book, and I shared that I did not like it. It was boring. I feel like it is overrated. So yeah, I'm on the same page. I have read The Hating Game and You. I definitely think both these books are overhyped, but I'm planning to try them both as audiobooks. Audiobooks, trust me, are great. I mean, people need to be a little, little flexible here. Try audiobooks at least. You will enjoy listening to audiobooks. But coming back to your comment, okay, The Hating Game, when it comes to Hating Game, I know why it worked. I personally felt like the book was problematic, but that was me. Otherwise, it was addicting for sure. The basic trope, the most popular one, enemies to lovers, The Hating Game, that's the title. So it is for sure a popular trope which would work. And it is overhyped because there is a whole lot of community who likes reading romance, especially these kind of tropes. And for you, I believe it's overhyped because of the Netflix series, the adaptation. Otherwise, I felt like I was reading a fresh story, a unique one. Like it was one of the first dark romances that I read, and I enjoyed it. So that's my take on it. Next we have Gaurangi. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne is full of crap. Okay, and it is overhyped. That is true that it is overhyped. I couldn't read more than 30 pages. Okay, to be honest, I haven't read The Secret. The sole reason being, I just did not feel like reading it. I was done with self-help books, and I still don't feel like reading The Secret. Though I don't think I should comment on the book and its teachings because I haven't read it. I tried to read Bear Town. This is by Bolipali Ashish. But I didn't like it, okay? I stopped after 60 pages. Many people love it, don't know what they love. Okay, I haven't read Bear Town, but I sure have heard about this book, and it's because of the author, the man called Uva. The same author has written this book, which is why it's popular. I don't know why you did not enjoy this book, and I can't comment on the book as well. Agatha Christie's beginnings are hella slow. Yes, that's true. That is true, yaar. And I have a similar comment on Agatha Christie's book, and that is Agatha Christie's books are repetitive, and that is also true. I mean, her books are great. Great thrillers, classics, twists are definitely unpredictable, but they are slow. Okay, and they're difficult to read, which is why I haven't recommended a lot of Agatha Christie's books on my channel. I've only read 2, after which I couldn't just read, because people have this huge collection of Agatha Christie's book, because since she has written so many, I never felt like reading any more of her book. Next I have Mutrika. She says, didn't like Great Gatsby as much as other people do. Just a personal future, I will like it sometime. Actually, even I didn't enjoy reading Great Gatsby as much as I expected to like it. It was a bit difficult to read, and that's there with all the classics. And I'm glad you spoke out loud on this topic. And yeah, so me and you are on the same page. We have Shivani. She says, didn't enjoy Daisy Jones and the 6-1 bit. I haven't read the Daisy Jones, but I've seen people talking about it, and I've seen the cover. I remember it, but I haven't read it. We have Glass Jar. They say, I didn't like Brida. I don't know why. Maybe I couldn't read between the lines. That's the phrase. And also Turtles all the way down. Okay. Couldn't relate to any of the characters and found the character development a bit. That's not complete. Okay. So in general, in total, this person did not like Brida and Turtles all the way down. With Brida, I agree, like I resonate with you. Even I did not enjoy reading Brida. It was like difficult to get through, though I like the protagonist, okay? And in Turtles all the way down, I enjoyed reading that book. It is an emotional, jerker, serious book and teaches you a lot, but it's alright if you did not enjoy it and if you couldn't connect with the book. So. Okay, Anvesha says, I don't like Fahrenheit 451 and Percy Jackson. I haven't read Fahrenheit 451, though I've heard it's a classic. I don't know what genre it is, but with Percy Jackson, why? I don't know, maybe. It's alright. Elamanga says, I brought Night Circus hearing good reviews, but in the end, I am unable to read more than 50 pages, maybe. He's trying to... Yeah, that's true. For me as well, there are some fantasy books which are so hyped, and Night Circus is one of them that I actually also did not enjoy that much. So, yeah. R.K. Narayan's Vendor of Sweets simply bored me. Okay, at least someone is saying it. Okay, done with all the unpopular opinions. Now I'll just give a shout out to a few underrated books which you have shared. The first one is She Friendzone My Love. The Room 105. I don't think it's underrated, but if you say so. One Indian Girl by Chetan Bhagat, again a bestseller. Wild Seeds, haven't heard. That Night by Nidhi Upadhyay. The Source by Sir Shri. Adventures of Rusty by Ruskin Bond. Cold Mountain and House of Leaves. We have Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Average Looking Boy. Will You Be My Girlfriend? Is that a book by Rupesh Kumar? What is that title? But okay, if you suggest. Next is Half Torn Hearts. Man Without Women by Haruki Murakami. Life is What You Make It by Preeti Shenoy. Before I Fall, an amazing but underrated. Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. From These Ashes, I Hid My Voice, Those 8 Hours, NCRTs, of course. And yeah, those were all the underrated books according to you guys. And that's it with this video. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you could relate with this video. Comment down below what you feel, and if you share your unpopular opinions if you missed to comment in this community post or on Instagram. I would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, with that said, I'll see you later with another video.